Good afternoon, students. Today in SST, I'll discuss about the Simon Commission and the civil disobedience movement of chapter 17. So the British were facing difficulties due to regular protest by the people and the deteriorating law and order situation. Means their law and order situation was very disturbing, and so they were facing many difficulties, the Britishers. So to pacify the people, the government set up the Simon Commission in 1928. So to make them calm, to make the people calm, the government set up the Simon Commission. The commission would hear the problem of the people and make suitable amendments. The work of the commission was to hear the problems of the people, Indian people, and make suitable amendments according to it. Though the commission had been set up to address the problems and needs of the people of India, it did not have a single Indian as member. That means that this commission was set up to address the problems of the people of India, but there was not a single Indian member in it. Nationwide protests were held wherever the commission went. People shouted the slogan, "Simon, go back." And in this, Lala Lajpat Rai was killed in one such protest, and G.B. Pant was badly wounded, among others. Revolutionaries such as Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, Chandrasekhar Azad and B.K. Dutt became active at this time. Then came the civil disobedience movements. The civil disobedience movement, launched under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, was started in 1930. The Congress gave the slogan of Poorn Swaraj. Poorn Swaraj means complete independence. Gandhiji asked people to refuse to pay taxes, especially the salt tax, because the tax was there, the British had put, and that the British government had levied on the people. The movement was to be peaceful one. This movement was to be a peaceful one. This movement started with the Dandi March of Gandhiji and his few followers marched from the Sabarmati ashram in Ahmedabad to Dandi in Gujarat. Gandhiji made salt to break the salt law. The movement spread throughout the country and people participated in large numbers. The movement here, it spread throughout the country and all of them participated in large numbers. They broke laws and quoted arrest voluntarily. Means if they were forced to arrest, then they agreed to it. The movement eventually forced the government to call the leaders and discuss their demands. So the British thought that they should call all the Indian leaders and discuss what are their demands. However, the government backtracked on its promise when it saw that the movement was suspended. But again, they backtracked the promise. They did not fulfill their promise, and when the movement was suspended, they also did not keep their promise. So here also I'll complete this. Quit India movement. This movement was started by Mahatma Gandhi in August 1942. It aimed at throwing out the British government from India. Gandhiji gave the slogan of "Do or die" to the people, that "Karo ya maro," do or die. Most of the prominent political leaders were jailed during this movement, but the movement did not die. The British realized that their time in India was over now. Eventually, the government had to agree to hand over the power to the Indians. The British government agreed to free India after World War II in 1945. Then the Indian National Army, it was formed by Subhash Chandra Bose. That was also called Azad Hind Fauj, and he gave the slogan "Jai Hind and give me blood and I shall give you freedom." And then India attains freedom on 15th August 1947. India became a free nation and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent India. But the freedom did not come without a price. The country was partitioned into two parts on the basis of their religion. The Hindu dominated part remained in India, whereas the Muslim dominated part was called Pakistan. India became a sovereign, secular, democratic republic on 26 January 1950. So this chapter is over. I had explained you, and question answers I will short question answers I had already given you, and today I will give you the detailed question answers. 5 question answers are there. So I will give you these detailed question answers in the group, and you can, if you have not written it, you can write it down. And for revision also, you will learn all the detailed question answers. This is the 17th chapter. It is not coming in the exam, this post periodic exam. It is it will come in the final exam. So all the other question answers you can learn from 12 to 16 for revision. Thank you.